Alright, so we're going to review the sit-to-stand lift transfers with the BHM sit-stand lift. But before we do that, there are a couple of safety features and items that I want to go over on it. There is a daily audit inspection that needs to happen with every lift in the facility. So you'll see a sticker on the lift that cues you to check the wheels, the casters, check for loose nuts and bolts, check the surfaces for any cracks or sharp edges, and to check that any of the safety features on the lift are working. So every day at the beginning of the shift, you check these things and then you sign off. There's room for the date for you to initial once you've inspected the lift. If you are using the lift and you find that it isn't working, one thing that could happen is that the safety stop could have been pressed, so you want to double check that that's poking out. If you find that your handheld remote control isn't working, the lift does have manual buttons to raise and lower it right here. And if you do get stuck and a person is stuck upright, there is an emergency lowering stop to lift up, and the weight of the person will cause the lift to lower, but you have to hold it up the entire time that the person is lowering. And I think that's it for safety features. The other features that are on this lift that you should be aware of is that you do have the option to adjust the person's fit when they're in the lift. So we have Cassandra that needs to be transferred. We're going to spread apart the legs and put the lift in and put her feet up on the platform. So Cassandra is quite tall, and we see that the platform is set very high. So what we need to do is have the calf pad, the shin pad right against her calves, but this is going to be too low for her. So if we bring it back out, you have the option to lift and then lower to the lower setting. There we go. The calf plate. So you can check that if you're not getting a good fit. And we bring it in, and then that's looking better.
Okay.
So now we have Cassandra all set up in the lift. The calf pad is the right height for her. This is able to raise higher, so if her chair were higher or she was much taller, we could raise this up. And we can also bring it forward if it wasn't at the right angle for her, but her feet are placed nicely in the center of the foot plate, so that looks good. Once you have the person seated, then you always have to have your partner with you. And we're going to place the lift sling around, and we're going to fasten the belt around her waist and make sure that it's nice and snug. And there we go. Okay, so we have the belt around her waist. We're going to have her arms outside of the lift and ask her just to hang on to the black handles. And then we're going to decide which loop to use. So Cassandra's sitting back nicely in her chair, and we're going to use for her the red. You don't want to have the person too close to the lift and too upright when we go to lift her in the lift. The position she should be in is a bit reclined, almost as if she were water skiing, so that she's able to lean back as the lift raises her up and she goes through a nice arc. It's not the same as standing up from a chair when we cue people to lean forward, push, and stand up. This is a different type of maneuver. Okay, so she's hanging on. You're ready to go. My partner's going to raise the lift. So as the lift is lifting you, I want you to hang on tight with your arms, and I want you to push with your legs to help stand. Good, so you see how she's leaning back? And that's good. She doesn't have to come to a complete stand with her legs fully extended. We want her to keep in contact with the calf pad at all times. So then we would move her to the toilet or the wheelchair or the bed, and we're going to lower her back down. And I'm here to guide to make sure her hips come back to the back of the chair. Good.